So welcome. To those of you who are unfamiliar with the Box Biz, my name is Fleur Allen. I'm the director of the Box Biz. I'm one of the master networkers. 2017 we have 3 master networkers, which no one knows because I'm just telling you now. Yay! So it's myself, Mary Smith and Rob Scriven. So we are the master networkers. For those of you who aren't familiar with us, we're a business community and we actively connect our members to those they wish to know in business. So we're more than a monthly meeting. We love our monthly meetings, but we are much more than a monthly meeting. And one of our members is Jamie Vine from Hive and Liberty Executive Officers, and we are in their home. So this is Hive, and we're delighted to be collaborating this year with Hive and coming into this venue 4 times a year at the beginning of each financial quarter. I'm a past teacher, so I like routine and I like to have a home. So this is the closest venue we have to a home because we like to move around to our members as well in between. So I'd just like to welcome you all. I'll talk a little bit about a couple of new things we're doing in the box after the presentation that Jamie is going to give. We always have a presenter who gives us some pearls of wisdom, and given it's January, the theme for this month is planning. That's right, isn't it, Jamie? Yes. I got it right. So please make Jamie Vine welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I need to stand because I can't multitask being male. Good evening. So I'm Jamie Vine. I started Liberty in 2010. We launched early 2011, and we've got serviced offices in this location, on level 24 in this location, and over at 197 St George's Terrace as well. And then we launched Hive probably about just over 12 months ago now, which is the co-working space that you're currently sat in. And when you can see bits of equipment scattered around, they're the permanent desks where we let people leave things behind, and the vacant desks are the ones you can hire by the hour, by the day, or 2 days a week, or whatever suits you. So that's my business. I'm also very excited about an app that we've been developing, nothing to do with Liberty actually, a thing called Cupuddle, which you may have seen in the press, but that will hopefully get exciting later this year, which is a carpooling app that I'm working on with some other people. So that's also keeping me busy. So Fleur asked me to do something around planning being the first part of the year, and we're not going to talk about a full business plan. That's quite complex. That's probably a full day course, and it involves lots and lots of things. So I guess what I've tried to focus on is around making sure what you are trying to achieve in a given period of time is actually achievable. So quite often people enter a new calendar year or financial year and say, this is what I'm doing this year. And I've found that quite often they've no idea how they're going to get there because they just come up with a number that sounds good. So I've tried to, first of all, just tell you how I do it. And then if any of that's useful, great. If you know it all, great. I'll just run through it. But the one thing I have found in Perth is that a lot of people talk about this thing. Have any of you read The Secret? Yeah? So I've been here 6 years, so in London, never heard of it. I'm sure it's there now, but here it seems to be the Bible. And so I ask the next question, who believes the universe delivers results? Yeah? So this is going to be controversial. I believe it doesn't, but not in a bad way. I think it's your actions that actually deliver the results. And I think that believing in the secret, the universe and all that is simply a positive attitude or mindset tool. And it, for me, I mean, I've read it and I like it and I think about it. And it spurs me on to do the things that will get the results. My wife, on the other hand, is her. I'm going to be rich. And she's doing nothing about it. So, yeah. So maybe she blames me, yeah. So I guess that was the point I was trying to get across, is that it's very much, you're not going to get anything just by sitting there and believing that the universe is going to bring it to you. It's definitely down to actions. This will be quite short, no more than 10 minutes, so you'll be fine. I've upset you all already, so this is, you probably heard this before, but I love this. It's very, very simple. So a goal without a plan is just a wish. And that's really that's the trap people can fall into with The Secret. They can have the wish. They can have the goal, but no plan to get there. So what is the plan? So for me, and again, this is personal, so this is not telling you exactly how to do it, but this is what works for me. So planning is a series of SMART goals. Have you worked with that analogy before? Yeah. So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And this was something I learned early in my career, which it's a long time ago now, and this was more around for me setting it as a manager at the time, setting SMART goals for the team that I was being taught how to manage. But setting SMART goals is the only way to measure yourself effectively. It's the only way you can look back and say, at periods within the year, the 3 years, whatever the business plan is, and work out whether you've actually achieved anything, or whether you've achieved what you said you were going to do. And look, you can't write a SMART plan and achieve it all just because you wrote it. There'll be times where you need to change it as well. So a question, do you, as small business owners, which I believe the majority of you are, do you know your KPIs? Do you understand what intrinsically links your business, which actions achieve which reactions? And because this is something that I find really powerful, because you can come up with a magic number, but the only way to work out if it's actually achievable is to work out in your business what are the dynamics. So the aircon goes off at 6. It's part of the building ecosystem. So I'm sorry if you're a bit warm. It's a good job there's only a few. So this is just an example. This is for our business. It's about getting on the phone to people. So to understand how many calls I need to make before I get a meeting, to understand how many meetings I need to have, in my case, generally to get a second meeting, because you don't normally get deals on the first meeting, but that's different for many businesses. But to understand how many meetings I need to get an order, and what the average size of the order is, and what the average value is, and what the average costs are, and just to understand all of those dynamics within the business, is the only way to, you can either understand those dynamics and build a plan upwards, or you can come up with a magic number and work out if you can do it. Either way, you've got to quantify that what you're talking about is actually achievable. So, putting it in practical terms, you've probably done it before, but I thought I'd use a nice round number. So if the revenue goal is $1 million, and I'm sorry if I'm teaching you stuff you already know, but it's just, I found it quite visual and easy to go through. And let's just say in my case, the average order value is $20,000, therefore I need 50 orders. I need 50 new clients to spend $20,000. But if I know that I need 5 meetings to get 1 order, I need 250 meetings. If I need 250 meetings and I need to make 10 calls to get a meeting, I need to make 2,500 calls. Which on an average year means I need to make 11.5 calls a day. Every day. To make that happen. So hopefully you follow the logic. It's quite simple, but it's just maths. You can have the dream, but it's maths. You like maths. The CFO Centre. But it's just maths, but it's just helps you to, I guess, you can adjust your behaviour or your plan based on working out the simple facts. But I find a lot of small businesses, it seems like the ones in this room are a bit more clued up than the average, but a lot of small businesses have got no idea what their KPIs are. They've no idea how many meetings they need to get an order. They've no idea what their average order value is. They're just busy. They're just busy, and they've got a dream, and they've got a vision board, and they've read The Secret. All of which is great. But I find that to quantify it like this and still keep the positive attitude helps to put it into some kind of perspective and, I guess, focus the mind. So you ask yourself the next question, which is, once you've done that, is the goal realistic? Clearly not in his case. It depends. They might be made out of sponge. You never know. And then if not, you need to identify what you can affect or adjust the target. You've got to do one or the other. So you're trying to read the... you can't go out dressed like that. People will think they're easy, it says. And so this is an exercise that in our business, we are very heavily KPI driven. We've got lots of ratios. We understand how many inquiries we need to achieve our targets. We understand all the dynamics that get us to where we need to go. And we understand in this market, we're not going to make money for a while because the dynamics can't change any more than we've already tweaked them. But you could run around blindly busy and not realize that you're never going to get there, or you are going to get there. So I guess I just wanted to pass that on. It was meant to be relatively light and not intense and not a training course. So hopefully that's helped some and reminded others. So I'll leave you with that. Thanks, Flo.
Thanks, Jamie. I don't like standing behind a lectern, that's why I hold the microphone. And also I feel much more like a rock star. So there you go. A little bit into my psyche. What you were talking about, The Secret and the universe and all those things, reminded me of when I saw a presentation a number of years ago in Perth now by the Dalai Lama. And so, everyone there is like totally all of that. And he's like standing, looking at them going, he's saying all the things, the beautiful and incredible things he shares and partakes. And just at one point looks at everybody, particularly everyone at the front row. I think he's seen them a number of times by some of the things he was saying. He goes, you actually need to do something. No, you need to, he was like this, do something. The Dalai Lama, I'm like, how cool is that? So, I think we also need the universe and all, as you say, it's all the positive mindset to keep us motivated and going through a year, perhaps that was like not 2017, which will remain nameless, to get you through those times. But it's definitely the KPIs, it's your targets, it's your goals, and it's the numbers. We just need to get really excited and get on sexy with our numbers. So we've got a few numbers people in the room. So if you don't know who they are, I can introduce you. But what I would want to do, did we get internet on the laptop?
We should have.
So a couple of new things for Out of the Box. We've always had this plan to have not just our monthly meetings, as fantastic as they are, and we also actively connect you through our master networkers, but it's always been that we have an e-commerce website. We have always had an e-commerce website, but Google changed the rules a little while ago, so the shopping cart of our old one, thanks, I can't multitask, sorry. Can she spell her own website? That is
it's not my PC, so it's not.
Anyway.
No, there'd be a siren if it was mine.
So, because Google changed the rules, and then I've been listening to a lot of web developers, very great people, but in the end, on the summer, I just went, I haven't got what I want, and now I've got what I want. Ta-da! So this is the new website. The members will be looking at that web address going, that's not our web address. So I'm currently in the process of getting all the members from the old website onto the new website. Then all our existing addresses will point to this one. And there's two features that are new, as in we've always had the shop capacity. And what this new website does better than the old one, we've always been able to put products up, but for those service-based businesses that would prefer, they don't have a product as such, they've got a service and they'd rather talk and screen their clients because they only work with quality, we have now, it's much nicer, the capacity to have the client can make an inquiry. And so this is Marina. Marina's here. Ta-da! Marina, if you want an awesome conveyancer, Marina is your gal, and if they're needing someone, then they fill out the contact form. It goes direct to Marina. It doesn't go to me, and then when I eventually get to my emails, then it goes to Marina. It goes direct to Marina. And I think that is a much better way of doing things. And the products obviously sell immediately, but what we also have is, which is great for the client. So members, this is aimed at the public. This is a public website, so I'm interested in increasing your exposure for lead generation and sales beyond our monthly meetings. Is we now have a product, it's a finance product called ZipPay. So if someone comes onto our website and you've got a product for $500, they go, oh, I totally want that, but I don't want to pay $500 today. They can just click on the shopping cart rather than pay by credit card or PayPal or whatever it is. They click ZipPay, and within 4 minutes, they just answer a few questions and then they pay it through ZipPay. So what that means is our Box Biz and the member gets paid immediately, and then whatever arrangement they have opted for in ZipPay. So in ZipPay, you can defer payment for up to 60 days for free, or then you can pay it off, and it's $5 a month for however many months, $5 per month, that you've got an outstanding balance. So then you can reuse it. Okay, so it's an online product and it's immediate and it's to support and generate more transactions online. So that's an option there. Now, a lot of smart people who aren't into credit wouldn't do that, but the 60-day option, free, well, you know, if you want to purchase something and you don't want to pay it today, you want to pay for it next week, perfect. Brilliant. So it's something to think about. ZipPay is a very small product. It's up to $1,000. The finance company are basically looking at us going, well, I haven't heard of you, Fleur. And I'm like, so what? And then they said, so we'll give you this product, but I really want to get access to Zip Money, and Zip Money is for products. ZipPay is really designed for services. ZipPay, and you can use it for products, but Zip Money is for products. So that's more a $5,000 purchase. That's a little bit more complicated, but it's just an option. Now, that's not to say I'm expecting all our clients to be using that are purchasing online. It's just making us more flexible and, more attractive in the marketplace. So if you've got any questions about that, it is a finance product. So I just want to make that really clear. It's not like my mates down the road who just go and flick someone $1,000 every now and then. It's a finance product, so you're entering into a financial agreement. So I just want to point that out. Perth being Perth, you know, who knows what people think. Anyway, this is a legit service. I'm really excited about it because it gives us more flexibility and enabling and making it easier for people to buy from our members. So the people on this website are our members. So if that's of interest to you, then come talk to me. So that's it. This is a more social style event, more informal, particularly because it's January. So the talky bits are a lot less, and so now it's more networking. I'd just like to point out that Hive, for Out of the Box members, this is available to you. You have a day pass available. You get one free day pass free, and then it's a really low cost option. Do you want to talk about that, of people coming in and using the space
of course.
as a day pass?
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, so as Fleur said, you can just call up as an Out of the Box member and book your free day pass, and the team will make a note of that, let you in the space, and you just use it. It includes Wi-Fi, power up, and just sit at a desk for the day. If you wanted to use it again thereafter, there are three main packages. So for the very unpredictable member, should we say, you can just pay by the day. So you can just say it's $37 a day, I'll use it once a month, twice a month, once every 6 months, just once. Doesn't matter. There's no contract. Yeah.
Sorry, just a quick question. The 3-day pass is just for a desk. So, for example, if we wanted to have a meeting or a training or whatever, for a 3-day pass, it would not.
No, but what we do for Out of the Box members is we let Out of the Box members use the meeting rooms on our internal client rate, which is about 25% cheaper than what you would if you normally called up. So there's a discount on meeting rooms. But
So say you're out of the box.
yeah.
How do you prove that you're out of the box? Because
Oh, they know.
Yeah. Yeah, we keep an eye on that. And then if you perhaps weren't predictable enough that you could book your desk usage in advance, but you knew you probably needed it a couple of days a week, for example, or 4 half days a week because you're in the city that often. There's a FlexiTime membership which is $299 a month, and that gets you two days a week or 4 half days a week access to this facility, which again all the packages include free Wi-Fi and tea and coffee and chilled water. It's not sexy water, unfortunately, but we might deal with that. We think it's sexy, but it's not your brand. And then if you, as some of these permanent PCs would lead you to expect, if you want a permanent desk where you want to leave things behind and it's yours, and you've got a monitor and all those kind of things, then that's $5.99 a month, and that gets you 7-day a week, 24-hour access to this space. You can come and go as you please. And then obviously the private offices, if you get to a point where that's important, you can get the smallest private office we've got would be about $7.50 a month. So that gives you an idea on the costs involved. In terms of meeting rooms, our cheapest meeting room is $32 an hour, but we do it in 30-minute segments, so you could do $16. Or we don't. If you go over by 3 minutes, we don't charge you another half hour. So we're not that bad. Okay. So should I mention the virtuals while we're here? Actually, yeah. So I mean, I guess for home workers, if you wanted to present a professional image without actually coming out of your home office, we've got a number of virtual office products. So you could have just a mailing address where you put St George's Terrace address on your website, your business cards and all that kind of stuff. Or you could have a telephone answering service as well, where we'll answer the calls in your company name, take down messages, pass them through to you or email them, or we'll put the call through to your mobile or your home number, whatever you tell us to do. And a service like that's only $150 a month. So you've got basically your phone's answered every time for $150 a month within Perth business hours. So that's operational 8:30 till 6, Monday to Friday. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. I just want to point out that you're not just getting this space, you're getting the customer service that comes with Hive. And it not only comes with Hive, the same staff that service the Liberty executive offices are the same staff that service Hive. So it's high quality, it's a high level of customer service. So if you're wanting to impress somebody and you're not just wanting to go to the local dome and it's really noisy and it's hot, awful, frankly, for an important business meeting, even just that they coming to reception and they being greeted by a reception and all those things, particularly for people who are either in transition, because we do have a lot of people that we support through they're changing roles or industries or all kinds of things. And also if you're just in a part of your business where you've had to downsize or whatever and you're rebuilding, then that's a really lovely way to get access to really high quality support staff and networks. I love being here, so I'm in here regularly. So if you want to meet with me, come join me here at Hive. And I think that's enough of the talky bits, yeah. So let's get on with it, put some music on and let's get the wine flowing and sexy water. So thanks for coming.
Thanks.